Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of me trying out sketchy art supplies that make me want to pull my hair out. The art supplies that I'm reviewing today, they're from a little tiny, not really well known, small local, I'm just kidding, they're not. It's actually the complete opposite of that. Today I'm going to be reviewing art supplies from the absolute behemoth of fast fashion, Shein.com. Shein is one of the biggest online clothing retailers, and they're known for being one of the cheapest places to buy clothes on the internet. Recently, Shein.com has recently expanded past just selling clothes. They sell women's clothes, men's clothes, they sell makeup now, stuff for pets, and recently they started a section for stationery, aka art supplies. And it's been about a year and a half since Shein.com has started selling stationery with art supplies. And since that time, I have gotten countless people asking me to review their art supplies. Now, I do have to say that before we get into this video, there is an absolute huge, and I repeat, huge disclaimer to this video. I'm just gonna say it completely flat. Shein definitely does not have a good reputation online at all. Shein, unfortunately, is one of the biggest websites when it comes to fast fashion, and probably one of the biggest culprits because their prices are so cheap. And fast fashion is basically this endless cycle where something will go on trend, the company will make it very cheaply, very quickly, we buy it, wear it for like 3 weeks, throw it away, and that whole entire cycle of just trying to keep up with the fashion trends just never ends until we die. And besides the environment, it's just not good for your wallet, it's not good for your self-esteem. But one of the reasons this makes it so controversial is because on the other hand, there's a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck and the only clothes they can afford is really cheap places like Shein.com. And maybe they live, like for example, in an area where I do, where there's like hardly any thrift shops available. There's maybe 1 or 2 clothing stores and they're just not able to afford like more high-end clothes that are more sustainable. It is a very controversial subject, and I encourage everybody who is currently watching this, after this video, watch a few video essays here on YouTube. Just type in Shein, like so many people have made videos about Shein. In fact, I'll even link one down below that goes over like both sides of the spectrum. In the past, before I knew about Shein and how problematic they were, I definitely did used to shop at Shein. But ultimately, after learning about their past controversies, I decided that working with Shein and also purchasing from Shein is just not for me anymore. So what you're about to see is my personal last time shopping from Shein.com. And the biggest thing when it comes to fashion is that if you like something, it makes you feel good. You spent your hard-earned money on that. That's it. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter if something's outdated or if it's chewy or whatever. As long as you like it, it fits you well, and you love the way it feels, that's all that should matter. Your individual style that you make up will never go out of fashion because you made it, okay? And that's on period. I know it only seemed like a minute, but I actually talked for 40 minutes to my camera. Oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, let's see what we're working with. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is right off the bat, I'm missing some items. I ordered this like scratch paper that's like a scratch pad where you scratch onto it and it shows the color underneath. And looking through all of this stuff, it's not here. And I haven't got any notifications of a refund or anything like that. So right off the bat, they charged me for something that just isn't here. All right, so the first thing that I want to try out that really caught my mind is this 10-piece random gel eraser. It's basically like a little tool that erases gel pen. I only spent $1.50, and out of the 208 people that have reviewed this, it has 4.5 stars. And that's a reoccurring theme that you'll see with Shein, is that everything is somehow suspiciously 5 stars. Here's my gel pen. This one is by Jelly Roll. So let me rub on my gel pen. Now, supposedly, these sticks are supposed to erase the gel pen. Here's what they look like. I don't know why they gave me 10 different pieces. Like, this is a package of 10. So let's try this out. Oh, my nails. I forgot to paint my nails. Oh my God, sorry. My plan is to erase a straight line and we'll see if this works. Am I doing something wrong or? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of rubbing some of the glitter off onto the stick, but it's not erasing it at all. Maybe it's like whenever it's still wet, it wipes it off. So let me try really quickly when it's still wet. Okay, it's still wet. Maybe when they said gel pen, maybe they just meant like regular ballpoint pen. So let me go get just like everyday run-of-the-mill pen and we'll see if it erases that. And this one should work, so let's see. Yeah, no, somehow I feel like this one is even worse than the other one. I'm gonna give it one more chance with just this regular black pen and maybe, just maybe, it'll work. Yeah, okay, this one's not working at all either. And I wanted these to work so bad. I thought it was such a cool thing, but it's just like not gonna work. Sad. Now for this next item, I'm not gonna lie, it's very cheap for what it is. This is a 6-piece pencil-shaped eraser. And if you've never seen it, it's literally an eraser that's in the shape of a pencil. I usually buy them from Faber-Castell and they usually run me about $6 for one. So to have 6 of these for only $1 a piece, that's actually not bad, okay? This has 69 reviews and of course, it's a perfect 5 stars. So let's check it out. So yeah, right off the bat, this isn't bad so far. The packaging appears to be pretty okay, not beat up at all. The pencils are very large, full size. So far, this doesn't seem bad at all. The top one will be my Faber-Castell, my more high-end one. And the bottom one, of course, will be my Shein one. That's a plot development I was not expecting. The Faber-Castell one is not erasing at all as good as this like cheap Shein one. Dude, and I spent so much money on this. But the Shein one erases completely and my Faber-Castell one is leaving a lot of like muddy texture behind. Oh my gosh. But on the other hand, because this Shein eraser is really, really hard, it's basically tearing up the paper underneath it. But I'm not gonna lie, I like the cheap price of these, so I'm gonna have to give these a 5 out of 10. Hi, so it's currently the next day. I ended up taking a lunch break and then after that I just got too tired and fell asleep. And I slept for like 12 hours, so I should be like completely revitalized at this point. Now for this next item, I just want to say that it was a really good price for this item. I mean, of course it was, it's Shein.com. This is a 1-piece vintage drawing book. It has 2,300 reviews and it was only $3. So the thing that made me pick this sketchbook over other sketchbooks that they offered is the fact that this is toned paper. Now, if you don't know, toned paper is exactly what it sounds like. It's paper that has coloring in it so that it's not a perfect white, but usually either a gray or a brown. And as a result of the toned paper, you're just able to get a beautiful range from all the way to the darkest darks to the brightest highlights. And now that it came in, I noticed that the book is completely white paper. I'm looking at the reviews and a lot of the public reviews, all of their paper isn't like a stark white like this one is. All of their paper is toned. Now, as far as like the actual paper itself goes, I'm not gonna lie, it's incredibly thin. It's basically like the equivalent of printer paper between like a cardboard backing. The only problem that I personally find when it comes to really thin paper like this is watch this. I wrote my name and the second that I turn it over, it immediately bleeds through the next page. Oh man, so it didn't bleed through just once. It went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. It bled just like my handwriting alone went through 6 different pages. Let's see how well this bad boy picks up an eraser. So yeah, just as I suspected, it is having a hard time picking up the eraser. I'm kind of in disbelief right now that it's not even erasing like the lightest touch that I did. So I'm gonna perform this exact same test on a piece of printer paper. And I swear to God, this one better not work better than the Shein one. This literal printer paper. Oh my gosh, okay. No, that's weird. I performed the exact same test on the printer paper, and the actual cheap Walmart printer paper is having a much easier time erasing than the Shein paper. On the printer paper, you can't even tell the area where I like lightly shaded it because it was able to erase so well. But that is absolutely not the case when it comes to the Shein paper. Oh my god. I kind of feel bad for ragging on this paper. I'm gonna give it one compliment to make sure its self-esteem stays up. I really like the cardboard flap on top. I think this is really cool because you get to basically design your own cover. And I'm sure if you were very light-handed and maybe wanted to practice not messing up, maybe this book would be for you. But for me personally, the fact that it's having a hard time erasing, the fact that it's so thin, it's kind of transparent, just the fact that writing my name was able to indent it through 6 different pages, I just don't think this sketchbook is worth the $3, honestly. If I had to rate this, I would probably say a 4 out of 10. Now, I have a few things left, but before I get to the absolute disaster of the last thing, I want to end this on a second to high note because there is one item that I think is just going to absolutely knock it out of the park. Basically, what this is an all-in-one. As you can see, it has a palette, it has a place to put your brushes, it has a place to clean your brushes, and of course, mix your paint. And I hate that I'm about to say this, but this one is expensive, coming in at $12. And when I say expensive, I mean that in the sense of Shein, because everything we've done has been, I think, under $5. Okay, so right off the bat, this thing is pretty large for just like a normal palette. I feel like this one is pretty large. Already, I'm pretty impressed with it. The plastic feels very, very thick. It's not easy to bend. This is some good ASMR right here. And again, this is really thick, just like me. Never mind. It has 18 slots. You can put your paint, you can put your water in there. And here is where you keep your water. You clean off your brushes. On the inside, it has ribs where you can rub the brush. It also has a really rough area for dry acrylic paint. As you can see, it has multiple brush holders. And I think you could even put some brushes on the inside in here, like wet brushes on the inside. Whoa, talk about multifunctional. It's open. Oh, look at the princess. Can you bring her so I can show everybody? Guys, I got a new puppy. And she got her jacket in. Look how nice, Kizzy. Well, look how nice. Look how nice. I just got her recently. Her name is Chia. Right now, she's 12 weeks old. So yeah, I just wanted to share that I got a new puppy. But anyway, let's try this thing out again. So I'm gonna put a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. So in theory, you would get your paint like this. You would put it on this section here to mix it up. Then you would paint. And here's the real test, which is cleaning off the paintbrush. Moment of truth. Oh, she's clean. Oh, and then once you're done, you can like dry it off with this thing right here on the side. And then, oh, and I forgot to mention, it has a little carrying case on top of that. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. Now, for this last item, guys, I obviously had to open the package whenever I was like getting all the stuff. And I immediately saw this item and how it came, and I was so over it from the start. So what this is a 1-sheet blackout wall sticker. It has 2,485 reviews. Again, almost a perfect 5 stars. And I guess the price isn't bad because it was only $1.50, you know, which for a giant sticker this size, I'm pretty okay with that. But because Shein only ships in bags, look how this came in the mail. So before I show you this, just remember it's supposed to be a sticker. You're supposed to put it on your wall, stick it on completely flat, and unfortunately, this is how it came. It came completely bent. And it's not just in this one area, it's like an entire 360 bend. So let me open this bad boy up and see what the situation is. Oh, let's see if it's, so, oh, it came with chalk. I thought I was gonna have to run to Walmart or something and go pick up some chalk. Okay, cool. That kind of makes up for it. All right, so let's see how long this thing is. Oh, I thought it was gonna be way longer. On the picture, it showed way, way longer. So this is how big it is compared to the picture from what it showed. Ooh, she is wrinkly. I can't stick any of this on the walls because my landlord will get very upset with me. So I'm just gonna stick it to my desk. I guess because the sticker is so thin that once it's wrinkled, it's just always gonna be wrinkled. And I have a wet paper towel here. Let's see if I can erase it. Okay, yeah, it erases very, very well. This paper feels very, very thin. If you've ever felt true chalk paper, you know that it's much thicker than this stuff right here. But I think when it comes down to Shein, everything that they make, it seems that it's only meant to be used for a very short amount of time. Because everything that I bought so far, even though they do work, they're just so easy to destroy, if that makes sense. I can see somebody buying this for like their kid, but I feel like if you wanted to use this on a day-by-day basis, I feel like this would probably not be the best. So if I had to rate this, I would say this is a 5 out of 10. Now, I know technically all of these things aren't necessarily art materials, they're more art supplies and tools. So I'm gonna try to make a drawing with everything included and we'll see what my final thoughts are.
You can see shit 'cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign. Not growing up, you're growing old, your life keep passing. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah.
My final thoughts for Shein.com. Besides the fact that they're so controversial, most of the art supplies, it was just okay. As far as all of these art supplies go, the quality is, and I think this applies for the entirety of Shein, it's just not made to last. It's made to only be used a couple of times. So as far as like shopping exclusively at Shein for art supplies, I don't recommend it. I enjoyed the eraser pencils, the palette, and the tortillon. And by the way, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to work on this more. I wish I would have had more time. It's just that I am going to be moving this week to a new state. So yeah, I'm sorry the videos have been so scarce lately. I've just been sick and then like moving. If you guys want to see an empty house tour, please let me know down below. And yeah, with that being said, I'll leave my Broke Artist playlist here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that being said, I hope you have a good day and I will see you guys next video. Bye.